în clasa de aici trebuia să fie admisă la liceu. La noi în România liceul e 4 ani. Ea a terminat clasa 9 de liceu acolo. Normal ar trebui să intre între a 10-a.
Okay,
thank you. Pentru că a făcut 2 ani într-unul.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we will discuss this a bit later. So we were talking about our teenagers' chances to study in the UK. My name is Andrea Berghout. I'm the founder of Andrea Berghout Academy, an academy which is online and specialized on international examinations such as IELTS and OET or Cambridge in English, or TELC or DELF for German, French, as well as Dutch, medical Dutch. So today we are discussing about IELTS Academic, an exam that will allow everybody who is available, of course, for this step to register with universities all over the world. IELTS Academic is also used by doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and dentists to register with the medical councils in the UK, Ireland, and the list can continue. Our target today is IELTS speaking, but before going to IELTS speaking directly, I will have a bit of a brief of what IELTS academic examination means. So IELTS academic is based on 4 skills. The first of them will be listening, which is divided in 4 parts, which is divided in another subparts. IELTS reading divided as well in 3 large texts, which will have to be answered. The questions from this text will have to be answered. IELTS writing, which consists of 2 parts. One, the essay, and the second part, a description of a chart. The essay will have 250 words and will debate very well-known topics, hot topics around the world at the moment, starting with pollution, going to migration, governments, and so on. And the chart will describe different processes or trends that you will need to paraphrase with your own words. As about IELTS speaking, this is made out of 3 subparts. The first one is the interview. The second one, a cue card, where the candidates will need to answer in 2 minutes a specific question, also related to the general topics around the planet at the moment. And the third part, which is a follow-up one, containing 5 or 6, it depends, questions that are related to the main topic discussed in the cue card. Anda, please take it from here. Thank you.
Okay, so as you were saying, the IELTS speaking is made up of 3 sections, and today we will focus on section number 2 and 3, because the first section only contains everyday questions about your life, so it's very basic, which is why we will go directly to speaking part 2 and speaking part 3. Okay, the first one that we will focus on today is the cue card. Okay, which means that you get a short description of what you should do, like an instruction. And you have 1 to 2 minutes to think about it, and then 1 to 2 minutes to talk about it. Okay, and the topics are there's a wide range of topics. You can have anything from health to education, tourism, something that happened in your life, so it can be anything. Okay, and then we will continue with speaking part 3, which I would say is more abstract. Okay, the questions that you are asked here are more abstract, but however, it helps that they are related to the topic in part 2. So if you had something about an important event in your life, let's say in part 2, then speaking part 3 will be about general important events. Okay, something like that. So it will always be linked to that topic. And this part will last around 4 or 5 minutes, so a little bit longer. However, I do believe that the speaking section of the IELTS is quite accessible. Okay, and that being said, I would like to share with you here a speaking topic. Okay, part 2, as I said. So this will be a cue card, and I chose one that hopefully you'll find interesting. Okay, just give me one moment to share it here with you. Right? Can everyone see it?
No? Yes.
Yes, now yes. Okay. So, Gabi, can you please read it for everyone?
Yes. So part 2 and 3. 1. Describe a person you know who speaks a foreign language well. You should say who is this person, who this person is, what languages they know, what she uses this language or these languages for, and explain why you think he, she learned it well.
Okay, so we have, this is a cue card. This is how a cue card looks like, right? We have a main task, describe a person, la la la, and then we are given some short instructions on what we should focus on in our short speech. Okay, what we will do next is I would like each of you to take 2 minutes, okay, more or less, to think about this. You can also take some notes if you want, okay? Of course, short notes. We're not going to write full sentences because you are not allowed to read in this part. You have to speak, but you can take notes, okay? And then I would like to hear everyone's, well, speech for this part, okay? Also, a quick mention, in case you were wondering, you can also choose yourself, okay? If you consider that you speak a foreign language well, so it can be any person, okay?
Anda, do we have any vocabulary related to this?
Yes, we do actually. Just give me one moment to think of how I could share it here.
Maybe we can write on the chat some of the words that they can use.
Yes. Although I have prepared a notepad, so I think maybe, but I don't know, or I could copy it on the chat so that they see both at the same time. Yeah,
This is
that's
great.
what I'll do. Just give me one moment. Okay, so can you all see the chat? Hopefully, yes.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay,
Irina,
great.
if you can copy paste them and if you can copy and paste them on our comments spot, please.
Okay, let's say we'll wait for another minute for you to really focus on what you want to say.
I was muted and speaking. So, Anda, can you repeat how long they will need to speak?
Yes, sure. So just 1-2 minutes.
One.
It's a very short speaking task.
Okay, 2 minutes would be great. If you can manage to speak for 2 minutes, that would be great.
I believe we have 6 students here, so that's great for...
Probably not all of them would like to speak, but we'll see.
Maybe. Although I think Gabi will definitely speak, my Gabi, right? Because she likes to speak.
Sorry?
You are influencing the witnesses. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
So we have two Gabi here, yeah?
Yes, we have 2 Gabis, yes.
Define your Gabi, please.
Gabi and Gabriela.
Yeah.
So is anyone ready? Or
Yeah.
should I offer you some more time?
Yeah, I can speak.
That is Gabi. Okay. Great, I'm listening. So let's see.
Okay. So I can speak about my daughter. She started studying English when she was 4 years old with a private teacher. After that, she will start learning at school, in a secondary school, English and French. For high school, so in high school she started learning the same. She continued with English and French. Now she can speak very well. When she came here in UK, she passes all the exams in English, and for her is very useful now, especially at university, where she meets a lot of students foreign from everywhere who like her speak a lot of languages. Why she start learning this? First of all, because in our school she needed to learn. She has as a subject English and French at school, and after that, because she enjoyed a lot and she wanted to improve a lot of these two languages.
Am I the only one who hears these connections?
Me as well. No.
Okay, so Gabi, I'm sorry, but I will need to stop you because your connection is unstable. Okay, somebody else, please.
Yes, the other Gabi. Okay, sure.
But unmute Gabriela first.
I think was something with connection. So
Yes, I'm sorry. It is not really an issue. So the other Gabriela, please start.
Okay, the same. I want to speak about my son. He started to learn English when was in nursery. I was paying for this. Was the parents' option. He loved learn English. He liked too much, and he speak more in English than Romanian. He start, as I said, in nursery. He continue on the school, and during the school, the primary class, he start to learn French also. He has some exam in French, and has some. Sorry,
I'm listening.
He use all the time what was learning in English because he love play on computer. It's 16 years old, and he love play with another boys from abroad. In this mode, he can speak only English. He want to try to learn me, but it's very difficult because he don't have patience with me. He's not patient too much.
Okay, thank you, Gabriela. Thank you, Gabriela. That's enough. Anda, how long did she speak?
Sorry, how long?
How long has she? How long? Yes.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay, Gabriela, it's good that you have fluency, but I think your grammar can be improved because there were a lot of mismatching between the subject and the predicate.
Yeah.
And the tenses are also not very well implemented. And I would also suggest a bigger range of vocabulary. So I appreciate your courage, and it was excellent for a first time. Congratulations. But we still have something to add in order to improve our speaking skills.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else who would like to continue? I think my connection is not that good. So, Anda?
Yes, sure. So let's see, who would like to speak next? Maybe, yes, Madalina, great.
Okay, so the first person who is coming in my mind now, it's my aunt, Adriana. So now she's living in Belgium and she's speaking fluent French. I am very happy to speak about her because she changed the country, she changed her lifestyle only to offer something better for her children. And she's speaking fluent, and she have an increase in her career because she learned this language. And actually she's doing the same job like me. She's nurse, and she's something like, I don't know, possible to be deputy or manager now. So this is a good person to follow and to try to be maybe the same with my aunt Adriana. And she learned the language very well in a short time because she had good objective or
Okay.
hope to have a better life. So I'm very happy to speak about
About her.
about her. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. So you can see here, after you speak, I write some feedback to you, okay? Some corrections on the chat. Great. Who would like to speak next?
Doina. Okay, Doina, please.
About Petronella. She is a friend of mine. We met at the university. We were group mates. She knows English very well. Right now she lives in Ireland and works as a dentist. So her knowledge of English helps her very much. She learned this language very well because she used to live in Ireland after she graduated from high school, and she went back after the university. She has good communication skills, and this helps her as well. And she
I think, yeah, I think creativity comes with practicing. So it is okay. Thank you. And Anda has the feedback from you for you as well. Okay, let's continue with the follow-up question then. Is there anybody else who would like to speak further? Andrea, maybe, because she's the only one who has not spoken yet. So please, Andrea.
I would like to talk about my friend. Her name is Miriam. Her mother tongue is Italian, but she speaks English both with us, her friends, but both at home with her parents. She learned French with little difficulties, but she got it. So now she's fluent in French and helps both me and the rest of our friends when we're going outside at the mall, for example. She knows Vietnamese as well because she has friends in Vietnam, and it's pretty interesting of that.
We can imagine. Great, Andrea, thank you. Now, Anda, let's go to the third part with the review, to the follow-up.
Yes, the follow-up questions. Okay, so the first question we have here, just give me one moment. We also have some suggestions here. Is learning a new language important? What do you think?
Is learning a new language important? So it doesn't matter how politically correct your answer is. What matters is that you express your opinion with good grammar, good vocabulary, in a fluent style. So who would like to answer?
So maybe you could focus a little bit on some advantages. Of course, the answer is going to be yes, but we should mention some advantages to that, right? So what advantages can you think of in learning a new language? Yes, Madalina, please. Madalina,
okay.
Yes, now, okay.
Okay, I'm closing my microphone only because it's my small one noisy. I'm sorry. So I think it's very good to learn a new language because I remember about my past when I was working in selling, and I had I had two customers who was from Italy, and only because I was in Italy for 3 months, 7 years ago, and there I learned the language. I was able to answer to question and to understand some jokes about me. It was very funny, but was that day I understood the advantage to learn a new language. And by the way, now I'm learning English, and it's an international language, and if you will go on a holiday or something, you will be able to understand and to speak with everyone around you, because you can find English everywhere now.
Right.
Thank you, Madalina. Great. Do we have another question on that?
Yes, we definitely do. This one you might find very interesting. So what benefits for one's career does knowledge of foreign languages bring? So what does knowing a foreign language help you with in your career? Now, in your career, okay? So
professionally.
Exactly. Madalina, I think, Madalina spoke earlier. So she mentioned at the general level, she mentioned that it helps us when we go on holiday. It helps us understand various, when we are in different contexts, right, where other people speak a foreign language, and it helps us understand.
Subtle details.
Exactly. But how about professionally? I'm sure you can relate.
International courses. It helps you with that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat?
You can go to international courses.
Okay. Yes, but what are the benefits of attending this type of courses? This is the question. What are the benefits for your career? So I would definitely think of one, and this is registering to within medical councils. Yes, with these medical councils that you need. But maybe you have more ideas.
You can find out about new methods of treatment or practicing your job.
Okay, so research.
Okay, so research, exactly. Good point. Great. Okay, what else?
If you're working in a corporation, you can change your country, work in some other country maybe as a.
Okay, so you can use it for relocation.
To advance in hierarchy.
Also good.
Okay, we have a new student here.
Christina?
Yes. I can't see her.
Not yet. But let's continue. So we can benefit through research, through relocating to other countries. Do you have any other ideas?
Let's take an example. So you have a job and you didn't know a foreign language for that. You didn't need it and you didn't know it. And then you learn the foreign language. And what will that do to your career? Probably you will advance, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so climbing the career ladder, right?
That's it, exactly. Climbing the career ladder. In case, I will write this here in case you didn't know the expression.
Climbing up the career ladder.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. And let's see, we have another question. Let me move it here.
Yes.
Okay. Who do you think learns a language faster, children or adults?
Well,
again, the answer to it will be pretty obvious, but we need some arguments. Children.
Yes, we need to hear your argument, yes?
So what arguments do we have for that? We also have some ideas here, right? Children's brains are like sponges, okay? So they pick up, this is a synonym for learn, an informal one, right? They pick up languages faster, okay? What happens with adults then? Why is it more difficult to us to learn a new language? Why, do you think? Any ideas?
I have 10 ideas, but I would prefer the others to share them first. Welcome, Christina.
Yeah, so, okay, let's see. Madalena, do you have any idea? I don't know.
I don't know. First thing was in my mind, it was an adult can be a little bit more stressed or have other things to do. And because actually this was my reason to start to prepare with a teacher, because I remember to find all the time something to do different by learn the language. And
you needed somebody to guide you and to push you a bit.
Yeah, but you know, when you have a job, you need to clean the house, to cook, or to do a lot of things.
So one of these disadvantages is the absence of motivation.
Yes.
Right? Okay. This is how we organize it in a better language for this IELTS exam. What else? So absence of motivation.
Lack of time, stress, and?
Absence, yes, we prefer absence because lack is informal. Absence of time, yeah. No time, resources. Is there anything else that we can think of?
How about biologically? What happens at a biological level with adults in their brains?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to forget something in order to make room for new information.
Okay, so our memory is more full. Okay. And also we don't have that ability. Our brain does not have that ability of a sponge-like, right? As it says here, that children do. Okay, they have it. We don't have it. In time, that elasticity of the brain, it decreases.
So that decreases, though it can be improved as we speak. Yeah,
definitely.
So learning brings better creativity. So if we create this custom, for sure our brain would be grateful to us and will help us cooperate. Great. So apparently the answer was children. Who do you think learns a language faster? Children. Do we have any other questions, Anda?
We don't have any other questions for this topic, but what we do have and what I wanted to show them is an example of answer to the main one, to part 2, if you remember. A person who who speaks a foreign language well, and let me just make it a little bit smaller because we can see. Okay, and we have a model, okay, answer. And let's see, may I ask Madalena to read the first part here, until here?
Okay, just a second. So, in this case, I would like to talk about myself. I consider myself a forever language learner. It all started when I first began taking Spanish classes when I was 19 years old. Actually, I had always through of languages as a foreign language code that I would never be able to master. However, I prove myself wrong now, seeing that I have a knack for, have a special talent for languages. I'm not
I'm now proficient.
in Vietnamese, Mandarin, English, and Portuguese.
Okay, so we can notice here some expressions that we might use. For example, to take a foreign language class, right? To take an English or a Spanish class. Then we have a language learner. I don't think any one of you mentioned this, right? A language.
This is a good phrase indeed.
Okay. To master. Okay, we can master a certain language, or speaking or writing in that certain language. Okay, this I also wrote for you in the chat, right? To have a special
talent. Not the previous phrase, but this one. Okay.
Yes, because this is the formal one. And this is also very good, to be proficient in.
Yeah.
Right? I think some of you, I think Madalena mentioned to be fluent in, which is also great, but fluency is more about speaking. So, right? So if you say I'm proficient in, you are talking about all the skills. Okay, now, Gabi, can you help me with the second paragraph? Let's see what we find here. Gabi, you're on mute.
Care Gabi?
You. Yes.
Okay.
Gabi, you, because the other Gabi does not have a very good
connection. No, sorry, apologize. So I don't know what was. I think the internet.
No problem. Do not worry. So,
first and foremost, I decided to learn these languages out of interest. Second of all, they benefit my future, creating a window of opportunity, more opportunities. Speaking of Spanish in particular, I choose to pursue it because there is a large Latin American community in my city. Since I work in marketing, it is extremely valuable,
yes,
valuable to be able to reach a wider scope, a range of people. Other than just to boost my career, I simply enjoy the sound of the language. Lastly, I've always been attached to Latino men, so I wanted to be able able to communicate with them.
Exactly. This is a good purpose, huh?
Okay, so some very useful expressions here. Out of interest, right? To learn something out of interest. Something may benefit your future, right? We may use benefit also as a verb. A window of opportunity. I think we also have this in Romanian, right? Then the word that I underlined here is pursue, Gabi. Yeah? So that's pronounced pursue. To pursue something, does anyone know what that means? Not really. So to pursue, okay, you can pursue a dream or a goal. A urmări un scop, right? You pursue a dream or a goal. You want to achieve that goal. Okay. Then this is a nice formal synonym for important, right? Important, or we can say extremely valuable. Valuable. Okay. And we also have to boost my career, right? Or which is a synonym to climb up the career ladder. Okay, very good. And we have the last paragraph here. Let me just make it a little bit smaller so that it fits. Okay, and I'm gonna ask Doina to read it.
First of all, I learned this language well because I've always been dedicated to practicing. Furthermore, since I had the opportunity to go abroad to another country, to Argentina and Costa Rica, I was able to put what I've studied to use. Immersing yourself in the country is extremely beneficial. From this, I picked up countless local slangs and improved my pronunciation and speaking skills. For the times I haven't been abroad, I've always practiced at home, and found language exchange groups to keep up my skills. All in all, it just takes practice.
Oh, okay, this is something that we also like to say, right? It takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. Okay, so you can be dedicated to doing something, right? I'm dedicated to learning a new language, for example. The next one, I hope you all knew already, right? To go abroad. Okay, maybe the next one is not that familiar to you, to immerse yourself in an environment that speaks a foreign language, right? This is the best way to learn a foreign language, besides, of course, practicing, to also be there, okay, in that environment. And countless, okay, is a good synonym for numerous, a lot of. Right, and that would be it.
Exchange groups. Maybe we can also use those exchange groups, language exchange groups.
Exactly. Okay, and okay, so we had an answer here. Okay, maybe it's a little bit longer than, let's say it's 2 minutes. I'd say a full 2 minutes. And what do you think about it? So you can see it has fluency. Okay, you can see it has connectors. Okay, that's something that you should focus on a lot. Also connectors, first and foremost. Lastly, first of all, okay, these expressions, these structures that help us connect one sentence
Yes,
together.
to our students, we recommend not to use first of all because it's overused by everybody. So if you can choose other connectors instead, it would be great. Remember that one of the best thing that you can do for your IELTS exam is to be original, yes, and not to repeat everything that everybody else on the planet does. And this being a very popular exam, as a matter of fact, it is the most popular English exam. It is very easy to repeat what other people say. So the more original you are, the better chances of you having a higher score are. Okay. So, what are the conclusions for today? What did you understand from the lesson? Irina, I need you to mute everybody else except Andra and me because we have a bad connection there. Some bad connection.
Everyone.
I think it's from Gabi and we cannot mute her.
Gabi, please turn off the other device. Turn off your phone, please.
It's not a phone, it's a laptop, and I need.
It doesn't matter what. Please turn it off because we cannot.
Yeah, not this.
Irina, stop our sounds as well because we'll kill everybody's ears. Now it's better. So if we cannot have proper connection from Gabi, I would like you to stay on mute. Who is the host? Is that Irina or Anda? Because Anda, if you are the host, Gabi will need to give up one of the devices.
Yeah, I did remove her on one of them. So hopefully now we'll be okay.
Oh, okay, great. So, can you tell me how many parts this IELTS academic speaking has? And as a matter of fact, the IELTS academic speaking is the same with the general one, with the general version. So how many parts do we have here? It's simple, 1, 2, or 3. And then now everybody is muted.
Yes, so please unmute yourself before giving an answer.
I think it's better now. So
has 3 parts.
There are 3 parts, okay. Which of them do you think is more difficult, more challenging? Let's not say difficult, but challenging.
For me, will be the second and the third, because I think that will make the difference between a 6 and a 7 as well.
Okay, so these are exactly the ones that we treated today. I would like everybody to think for the next time what the challenges in the speaking tasks are, because we would like to continue helping you. And for the next week, we prepared some other IELTS session, a free IELTS session. Probably it will be about the reading, as far as I remember on our schedule, but we'll be delighted to hear your questions. to hear your challenges and to try to help you as much as possible. Anda, would you like to give us feedback about the class?
Yes, sure. So overall, I would say that you should keep practicing. Okay, we had some really nice answers here. However, the problem is grammar. It continues to be, because it's for everyone. Okay, it's the most difficult part, I would say, of English.
Followed by vocabulary, probably. So remember
yes.
that the vocabulary must be developed, and we need a higher range of phrases to use in this exam. The language that we use is not informal, first of all. So we need words. No, we need high lexis instead of normal lexis or low lexis. And this is something that we will debate further. It was very nice seeing you with us today. You can leave us a feedback. We'll be very happy to take it. And of course, we are really looking forward to seeing you for the next